James from Atlanta says, I want my art to look more realistic. I've studied anatomy and my proportions seem correct, but it just doesn't feel real. What am I doing wrong? James, this is a great question. Some people spend their entire lives and never figure this out, but there's a simple trick, and it comes in all shapes and sizes. Okay, so here's the deal. We know that the visual world is made up of three-dimensional objects floating around in space, right? And the more we learn about these objects, the more we understand them. And this is all fine and good, but as painters, we have to learn how to translate the three-dimensional objects into a two-dimensional language. Now, how do we do this? Well, James, you might be just revealing too much and putting down what you know about it. And instead, I challenge you to do this. Ask yourself,
am I talking to me?
Are you painting what you know, or are you painting what you see? And in this case, what we're going to learn how to do is paint the shapes. Let's take a look at this. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to paint a portrait, and instead of painting what we know about the person's face, we know the person's face comes out, there's a nose that sticks out towards us, the face is a sphere. But we have to forget about that. We have to forget about the fact that this is a person.
Sorry.
There's no eye here. We're not looking at a face. We're looking at shapes. This is the secret, shapes. So let's take a look at this here. This is not a person. There's no nose here. What is it? It's a triangle.
Ooh, such a classy triangle.
It's a triangle of shadow. And look at this light triangle here. 1, 2, 3. Let's find the triangle in the eye. 1, 2, 3. And there's one here at the chin. So look, don't think of this as a person. There's no mouth, there's no nose, there's no eye. It's only shapes. And if we can see these shapes clearly and we can duplicate just the shapes, it will create the illusion that it's real. So let's paint a face, but instead of painting a face, let's see the shapes. Okay, where to begin? We have an entire face. We could start here, 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 but I like to start with something called the Triforce. What's the Triforce? Well, the Triforce is the magic triangle in the face, the sort of focal point in all faces. But we'll talk about this in another episode. I'm going to start with the big triangle of the nose. Let's start in with that, and we're going to put that, actually, we'll put that right. There's our triangle. Let's lay in full value. Little shape. Same shape here, same shape here. Good. And these are our shapes. The important thing to remember when you begin is to only look for the large shapes, the simple shapes, the shapes that are easy to see. As we progress further into the portrait, we will start breaking down the shapes, but we're not there yet. Now I'm starting to break down the shapes just a little bit more, especially in our Triforce area. The eyes, the nose. I'm using a slightly smaller brush, zooming into my image so that I can break down the shapes a little more and see the smaller shapes within those shapes. This is how we tighten it up and make it look more real. When I'm working on a portrait, I usually like to pick one single area, maybe an eye, maybe the bridge of the nose, and bring that to a certain level of completion before I finish off the face, and that's what I'm doing now. I picked this eye on the left to break down the shapes, refine it just a little more, and that's going to be my anchor for the rest of the piece. You can enjoy the rest of this video and see other episodes at bossstudiotv.com. I'll see you there.